Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through a really useful trick in Google Sheets, how to quickly pull out a list of all the unique values from cells that actually have multiple, comma-separated items inside. This is especially handy for things like tracking skills in a team, listing tags in a project, or honestly anytime you're faced with a messy set of data that just needs to be untangled. By the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to instantly extract, deduplicate, and sort values from any similar list into a clean, organized column. Let's dive right in. Imagine you have a spreadsheet for your team with a column called Skills. But instead of listing just one skill for each person, you've got multiple skills in a single cell separated by commas. For example, John Smith might have Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Maria Lopez has Word, Excel, Outlook, and so on. What we want is a list of every unique skill anyone on the team has, not separated by person and only listed once. Here, how you do it, and I'll break down why each step matters so you can really master what's happening. First, you'll want to write out a formula. Don't worry if you're not super comfortable with these yet, I'll walk you through each part. Enter the following in a blank cell. Equals sort unique flatten split B2 B6. Let's pause and unpack what this is doing. Start with the split function. When you type split B2 B6, Google Sheets takes the range of cells from B2 to B6, which is where all the skills are listed, and breaks apart the text in each of those cells wherever it sees a comma and a space. You end up with the different skills separated, no longer stuck together in single cells. This is like taking a box of packed cables and laying them all out individually so you can really see what you're working with. Next comes flatten. Split actually gives you a sort of miniature grid or table, a two-dimensional array. But for our purposes, we want just a single long column. That's what flatten does. It takes everything from those little rows and columns and stacks it vertically so each skill gets its own row in a single column. If you've ever turned a pile of index cards into a neat single stack, it's the same idea. Now Unique steps in. This part collects the list and removes any duplicate values. If Excel shows up multiple times because lots of people have it as a skill, Unique ensures it only appears once in our final list. This is like having a bouncer at the door making sure nobody sneaks in twice. Finally, we wrap the whole formula in sort. This just tidies up the output by putting your list in alphabetical order, making it much easier to scan and find what's there. Once you run the formula, your output will be a beautiful, sorted, deduplicated list of all the unique skills from your original messy data. So if your list looked like our example with John, Maria, David, Angela, and Ethan, your output would be Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint, Teams, and Word, one after another, perfectly organized. If any part of this feels confusing or you're not seeing the right output, double-check the range to match where your own data lives, and make sure you've included the exact comma and space in your split formula. Those small details really matter. And don't worry if you have a larger set, this same approach scales up no problem. And that's it, you've just learned a professional, elegant way to count unique values from comma-separated data right in Google Sheets. If you found this helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button, let me know any questions or situations you run into in the comments, and subscribe for more easy, practical Google Sheets tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.